Hello everyone, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever time zone it is. We're going to be doing some more Great Ace Attorney today. So, this sweet jazz is like, so good. But where I'm going to have to get rid of it right now. Hold up. There we go. Let me just quickly jump into the game. And yeah, last time we finished chapter 3 with one hell of an ending, I would have to say. But yeah, after we slept in basically a park, I think, we continue our adventure. Let's see if we pass the test. Like, that would be nice. I wonder if like DLC is a special contents, because it always says, "Oh, do you have a DLC?" And I'm like, no, I don't. Start playing from this. Oh, we're just thrown right into it. Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruhodo? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? Oh, so we didn't sleep at a park. That's nice to that's nice to learn. The rooms were so luxurious. I felt like we were staying in a palace. With all the gaslights twinkling, and it was brighter than day, even in the middle of the night. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Buria, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other. Oh yes, it was really the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except... when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. I mean, you literally just came into the country and then didn't want to be paid. Like, oops, sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance was so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking. Ay, Ryunosuke. In a lodging house in Japan, that sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill. Ugh, I really am sorry. Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less. London is such a scary place. Ah, good morning to you this early hour. I'm guessing it's the... Yeah, the... oh, yes, well... Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. I forgot that he was named Lord Chief Justice. That's like super lucky and fitting for an Ace Attorney game. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday. Satosan is amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Stoneheart. Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices. Oh yes, it was very... eye-opening, thank you. And, in accordance with your instructions, Lord Stoneheart, Mr. Naruhodo performed his duty to the end. Yes, I've already been apprised of events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. Really? Like, is it really passed, or... Oh! No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. Oh, the birds. How does he do that with the birds? Like, does he have like lots of birds kept up and locked in the background, and then his servant opens the jails and like, fly now. My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern land. Thank you very much. So I'm a lawyer now. No, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust that won't be a problem. Another case already? Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. Oh hi Thark, oh hi Damiancito. ¿Qué tal? Estoy haciendo voces tontas, así que disculpa si soy muy tonto en este directo. Pero ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Voy a beber un poco de agua. ¿Qué tal? Relax. Bueno, a ver, es que luego me escucho y digo, joder, es que sueno fatal. Tengo una voz de mierda, es increíble. Hago las prácticas esta semana. Guay. Hay gente que tiene prácticas, hay gente que no. Yo no quise buscar. Tengo 3 exámenes para septiembre y no... Prefiero que no, la verdad. Pero oye, me alegro por ti. A ver. Bueno, acabamos de superar un juicio. Y nada más terminar el juicio, el carromato donde sucedió el asesinato ha sido quemado con alguien dentro. Eso es lo que ocurrió al final del anterior capítulo. Entonces, ahora estamos que nos van a dar un nuevo caso para trabajar. Y estamos en Gran Bretaña, por cierto, en el siglo XX. Oh, nothing. I'm sure. I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? It's just that yesterday's trial ended, and usually, I haven't quite come to terms with it. What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? Yeah, our client... The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to prefer judgment. Well, Lord 16, it's been a pleasure, so it has. So this is our client, he's like the richest man in England or something like that. And it's like very suspicious of him to modify evidence, like on purpose. Like, no one is doubting that he did, but because there's no way to prove that he did, then he was basically condemned innocent. So we are all a bit like, okay, so we won, but it's not a good victory, like, yeah. That sort of thing. Yeah, very, very sus of him. And as for you, my dear fellow, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Like, he's clearly not a good guy. Just can't help wondering. Mr. McGilder really was innocent. Mr. Naruhodo. It's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth. Ah, bueno, sí, también. Somos estudiantes de... Técnicamente, ya ahora ya somos abogados oficiales, pero vinimos en un viaje de estudios de Japón con nuestro compañero Kazuma, que era nuestro bro, que compartían una amistad muy homoerótica. Entonces, ¿qué pasa? Que nuestro compañero fue morbeado, fue asesinado del camino, en el barco. Y ahora estamos tomando su lugar, porque aunque nuestro personaje Ryunos, que no quería ser abogado, ha descubierto que se le da bien y que le gusta. Entonces estamos trabajando en ello. It's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended. Well, you needn't is like the worst abbreviation in English that I've ever seen. You needn't let it trouble you for a second longer. Sorry? What do you mean, Lord Stoneheart? Magnus McGilded passed away immediately following the trial. No! What? Mr. McGilder is... dead? Ah, birds. For some reason. I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. Time to talk. McGilder's death. I don't understand. What happened? How can he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll probably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yeah, this is the scene of the crime from the previous case. Yes, of course, that was the scene of the crime which Mr. McGilder had been accused of. Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames. No. How could such a thing have... How could such a thing have happened? I don't know how to speak today. I'm trying my best. That is being investigated as we speak, but already. The police have identified a corpse and found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of McGilded. That's awful. The man must have slipped inside whilst the bailiff attention was elsewhere. That bailiff really needs to pay more attention. Yeah, exactly. And how could that have happened? That is also being investigated as we speak. Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. McGilda did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus. Well, I must be making tracks now. Time for the inspection. Sorry? What inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. An inspection of the omnibus? Not to my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. But then who was Mr. McGilda talking about? So McGilda was tricked into going inside and then they burnt the carriage with him inside. Huh. Never mind that now. The Yard is making a thorough investigation. This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police. Poor McGilded. British court. So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court? Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it was wow. Mr. Naruhodo means that the whole experience was steeped in the solemnity of Great Britain's long history. Ooh. It's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old. Wow, Susato-san has such a way with words. And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones. Wait, you can read my mind? The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can. The most advanced in the world, is it? It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. Simple? That was simple! As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple. I don't trust this guy. The circumstances of the case were so incriminating, I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Is something funny? No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent. Wouldn't you agree? Well, I don't know about that. Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much at least is an undeniable truth. It is precisely why I have prepared the new case for you that I mentioned before. What's going on? What was he going to say before? New case. Oh, sorry. Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me it's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes. Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different. Oh, I see. Did he just read my mind? That is to say, no one has died. As yet. And the trial will not be today. There is plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. So the trial's tomorrow then. Sorry. Is everything alright? Oh, yes, I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was... Well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom again after Mr. McGilded's trial. Ah, yes, I nearly forgot. There is one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there is currently no one to advocate for the defense. Oh! If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. Yes, that's right. Ugh. Here we go again. Ah, shit. Here we go again. Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I will advise you to begin making preparation for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. There is now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits. You need to, like, chill, my dude, with the time. Last time he mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time. And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There is something I should like to ask you. Oh, what's that? Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would be interested to hear what exactly you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds. Oh, well, as I always used to say, you see. Oh wait, no. I misclicked, sorry. And he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world works so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I would like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. Another thing? Continue. On the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me. There's something very important that I have to do. Something very important? And what exactly would that be? He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he had ever made it to Great Britain. You are out of time. Well, thank you for an enlightening discussion. Hey, Mr. Naruhodo, what's all this about? Mr. Asogi never once mentioned anything of the sort to me. I urge you both to focus your attentions on the matter at hand. I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. He'll be able to apprise you of the details. How long has he been there? Yeah, he literally just teleported inside, basically. So, I wish you the best of luck, and bid you farewell. There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma-sama, what do you mean? I wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we had better talk to the detective, don't you think? Yes, you're right. I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all. Is he eating chips? Is this some kind of clock? Actually, I think we might be inside some sort of giant clock. Are we inside the Big Ben? But those gears are larger than anything you would find on a steam locomotive even. It's eerie. Do you think clocks are some sort of hobby of his? The Lord Chief Justice, I mean. Well, boys do enjoy fiddling around with machines, don't they? I'm not sure you could fiddle with cogs that size. I'm certain you wouldn't call him a boy. Still, it's amazing how little noise the cogs make, considering how large they are. There's actually something quite soothing about their precise rhythm. This must be the Lord Chief Justice desk. The Justice desk. I believe it's made of marble. Looks more like an over-the-top tombstone than that's toppled over to me. I think that's your fanciful imagination at work again, Mr. Naruhodo. It feels like everything that's normally made of wood and paper at home. It's made of bricks and stone here. I know, that's why this place feels so overbearing, I'm sure. Just look at all the naughty books packed together on these shelves. They go from floor to ceiling. And they're all books that you couldn't hope to come by in Japan. It's like a dream. Yes, a very bad dream, Ryunosuke. Not all about British law either. There are books about the judicial systems of other Western nations. France, Germany, Españita, Holland. What about Russia? Oh, why do you ask? I was wondering about asking the Lord Chief Justice how you say wardrobe in Russian. What do you think? I think perhaps it's a thought best abandoned. Look at these menacing metal giants facing each other across the room. I believe they are... yes, they are suits of armor. Oh, right. I thought maybe they were like the lion dogs we have in Japan guarding shrine gates. No, not at all. In fact, in Europe, suits of armor like these are always possessed by evil spirits, you know. No? And they roam around in the middle of the night. Really? Is there nothing you don't know, Miss Susato? This book tells me everything I need to know about everything. If you're ever unsure, just ask. Where did she get that incredible tome? I kind of want to know as well where she got that book. Let's see. Everything seems to be... okay. Could we trouble you? What voice do I want to give him? What voice? What do you think? Ah! Lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather got to do with anything? Ah! Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Don't prepare about the weather doesn't get every English gen eaten out of your hand, you know. But Susato-san told me it was foolproof. Optimal fish and chips eating, indeed. Welcome in Prickle Woodland. How are you doing? How's everyone doing, actually? Hey, Label, welcome in as well. I'm a busy man. A very busy man. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here having to give the likes of you a talking to. That's some optimal fish and chips. Yeah, like... is that an infinite cone of fish and chips? Ayer me puse a cocinar, por eso no hablé mucho. Ah, no te preocupes, Label. No es obligatorio hablar ni nada. Oh, I'm ever so sorry. Can you imagine what the other officers will be saying? Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the big wigs these days. And not because of some pumpkin who's here on John from a country I've never even heard of. I hear that ripping sound. That's my reputation at the yard going to tatters. There's no need to rip us apart as well. Oh, he's really going at it. Granted, who eats fish and chips dry needs some tartare or tomato sauce on there. Yeah, absolutely. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer. Eh? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, so... Eh? It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? Please, don't fall for her just because she's... It is unseasonably... I forgot what voice I gave. It is unseasonably fine, I grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshine. Unbelievable. How did she pull that off? So, Lord Stronghold has asked me to fill you in on the case. The name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard. Gregson? Inspector Gregson? What's the matter with Susato-san? Does this detective's name mean something to her? Inspector Gregson. Inspector, are you perhaps... the Inspector Gregson? You're acting like you know this man, Miss Susato. But he's a London detective. Oh, I don't know him. Very well, in fact. Very well? Yes, he features prominently in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? Rants magazine? That's right. Inspector Gregson and Mr. Holmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry. Really? You rival the great Mr. Holmes? That's incredible. Oh, well, I don't know about that. Mr. Holmes isn't a professional like myself, of course. But he does come up with the goods from time to time. Mr. Holmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of a bad lot of all the Scotland Yarders. Those were his own words. I don't think those were those mean what you think they mean, Susato-san. That's his highest praise? Well, Mr. Holmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see. That he's not. And thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now. That's great, isn't it? I have to admit that to start with, I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the yard went through the roof. Well, that's wonderful. No, it is not! There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure. Rumors? Are you quite sure? He's changed since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head, stuff like that. Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you? This has the same energy of, do you really think people will go lie on the internet about it? Same energy. Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying. I know what folk are like. I mean, you are a cop, but so... yeah. I'm sure that's what they're saying. As sure as X is X. X is X. Oof. I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work. Oh, you don't know the half of it. Detectives in the Ace Attorney series are like usually very well done, from what I remember. Like there's Gamshoe, there's Gamshoe. No, but really, they are well made. So let's see what we're working with here. Oh dear, perhaps his sudden rise to fame does change people. The case. Okay. So, about the case that the Lord Chief Justice mentioned before. Nothing to tell, really. As far as we're concerned at the yard, it couldn't be simpler. Oh dear, that probably means... as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right. A young woman was walking along the pavement on Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she's still laid up in hospital, unconscious. That's despicable. What sort of coward would attack the poor woman from behind? I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with a suicidal takedown, would you? That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruhodo. You would admit it. Brace yourself, Ryunosuke. You've angered her now. No, Ryunosuke. What did you do? Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest. So there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit? Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question. Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one. Sorry? There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now. Why ever not? Simple. The prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial tomorrow is Lord Baroque Band 6. No! Sounds like you've heard of him then. Oh yes, we are very familiar with Lord Band 6. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself. The Reaper of the Bailey. Reaper of the Bailey. Lord Baroque Band 6, who we faced in court only yesterday. Mr. McGilde told us about him before the trial, didn't he? When Band 6 stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. This Reaper of the Bailey nickname. I suppose he's earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty. Is that it? Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector. In yesterday's trial against Lord Van 6, Mr. Naruhodo secured a verdict of not guilty. Ah, and what of it? Oh, I think... It means that even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant. No, you really don't have a clue, do you? What do you mean? He just places the fish and chips in his pocket. What happened? What? Wait. What happened to that bloke in the end, eh? He's dead. Ah! Magnus McGildet became a crooper in that omnibus when it went up in flames. But you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you? What are you saying? Look, if Van 6 could get the dare to stake on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles. He works magic. Black magic. I'd have a good long think about that if I were you. Are we really supposed to believe that? Right, well, I filled you in as requested. And I'm very nearly out of tips. You are out of tips now? I think you ran out of tips like 5 animations ago, but okay. So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying out a few investigations there. It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place. That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself. You've branded him a criminal already? He's as good as shaking like a leaf in his cell, he is. He will give you a chuckle if nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way. Inmate 53. Thank you. So there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say. Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo? Tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well... If you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage too. But if the man they have arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And I for one wouldn't find the sight of that funny. So, if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. I'm really not sure if I will be able to help this man, whoever he is. I would like to try. So I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help? Do you really think you had to ask? After all, I am your judicial assistant. Thank you. So then, shall we? Yes! Let's go! Let's go, eh? She turns into Super Mario. Okay, let's get a move on. Let's go first to prison. Let's go to prison. These prison cells are where the suspects are held whilst they wait a trial. Visiting is permitted at certain times. Okay, let's see who we're working with. It would be funny if it was Sharms, like the accused. 19th of February, local prison, cell 9. So these are British prison cells. Oh, they are ghastly. It feels like just like a dungeon. Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls. Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're making it seem worse. Oh, poor Susato. Apparently, our client is in this cell here. It's so dark at the back there, I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like. Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop hiding in the back of the cell and show your face at once. Am I? Am I a cat, as yet with no name? Calling me by a number, it is utterly, unbelievably, and justly unreasonable. I refuse to answer. Mr. Naruhodo, what? What do you think is going on here? I have no idea. But I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That tirade of complaints was in Japanese. Oh? Excuse me, who? Shh! Quiet! Quiet! They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening, even now. I can sense it. Right. So, could I ask you who exactly— There you are! You've come to crush me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it, you're a ghost. A ghost? What voice should I give this guy? I don't know what voice to give him. I mean you no harm, prisoner son. Prisoner son. Are you Japanese by any chance? What voice did I give him? Like, I'm running out of voices here. I'm thinking. This is beyond my wildest dreams. No, that's too similar to the detective. Forgive me for that outburst before. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all. Imagine it. It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am, in a frightful fix in a foreign land. Oh, hearing the sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in this damp, dark hellhole was a most monumentally moving monument. What? Who would have guessed that this new client Lord Strong had assigned to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese? Ah, all compassion my fellow countrymen show. To this patchy first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Noble, nurturing, never-failing Nippon. A first-class lawyer? Oh dear, I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind as to tell us what's happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I will. Stand, stay sullen and silent. I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy. Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I am a lawyer, as you said. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Sorry. And I am Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Satomi Kotoba. I am a visiting student sent here by our government. Notoriously named Natsume. Soseki Natsume. I still don't know what voice to give him. Like, maybe this kind of voice would be nice, but it would be quite boring, or I don't know. Soseki Natsume-san, what an unusual name. Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku. Well, I guess you're sticking with the voice, I guess, because you're a poet. It's something of a nom de plume. A nom de plume? You mean an alias? That's right, Naruhodo-san. No, don't be so prosaic. I don't... Hello! Hola, Blue Parrot. We are just starting with the fourth case. And we need to defend this guy, who is also Japanese. And I don't know what voice to give him. He's like... I don't know. Excuse me. Who burned down McGilded? McGilded. Yeah, McGilded was the one who burned down. And also we learned that, how do you say this? The call of the Scotland Yard going back to investigate the omnibus with McGilded being there, that wasn't issued by Scotland Yard. That was like a lie someone made up to get McGilded near the omnibus, it seems. So yeah, and we've also been told that maybe the prosecutor is the one who did it. I don't know. There's like so many stuff going on. And now we have to defend this guy, who I don't know what voice to do. Like I could do this voice or I could do this voice, but I don't know what to do. No, don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that. I mean, he says he's a student, but he seems like a 40-year-old man. Or 35, I would say. And haiku? That really reminds me of home. I hear you say that you were a visiting student sent over here by the government. Yes, that's right. A year ago I was told to go and study English. First I had to suffer that misery, and now this! It's beyond the pale. Suffer that misery? Did you not want to study here? No, I mean, I've had an interest in Great Britain for some years, of course. Oh. But just because the government tells you to do something, doesn't mean you can do it? No. I think what you're looking for is you have to do it, but yeah. What do you mean? If they had told me to study English literature, that I could have understood. That's my field. But no, it's only to study the English language. Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable. So these moments, I believe these are like on the original game in Japanese, these have to be like haikus. But because they couldn't think of good ways to... Okay, hold up. Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable. I think it works with 3, 5, and maybe 8 in here. Unjustly, unreasonable. Yeah, 8. 3, 5, 8. I think they're trying to do like their own version of the haikus here. I see. Only the other day I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper. Wise words on whitewashing. Oh, don't look on the to his left hand. Haha, got him. You must be a man of great standing. Oh yes, so I'm often told. And often like to be told, it seems. Diego, oh. Sorry. The accusation against you. Could you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Saseki-san? I didn't do it. I didn't commit that atrocious murder. Murder? Oh, no, it's alright. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes. Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker? I didn't see anyone. What? If I had seen the person who did it, do you think I would be locked up in here? Oh dear, it seems this case is becoming rather complicated. So far, 3 of the 4 cases have been of someone dying in front of another person without them knowing, or very near another person without them knowing who did it. Okay. Why me? Why me? The way that silly woman had to be stabbed in front of me. It's the curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusably, irritatingly inconvenient. So, Soseki-san was there at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker. It's vital that we find out more about the case. About the case. It was an accurate evening, just after the snow had started to clear and heavy with fog. I had been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to the accursed lodgings. Sure, the bookshop wasn't accursed too? As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was. And just as I went to overtake her, suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. How terrible! I called out to the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard. Slight exaggeration there, perhaps. Wait, why is this death pose so funny to me? like it's... I think it reminds me of the Yamcha death pose for some reason. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodgings. That's not good. Oh, sorry. It's vertical planking. Yeah, exactly. They'll say it was shameful, I know, to run away like that. Tell me, Soseki-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours? Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I know any of this fair-haired English? And a young woman at that. I'm diffident, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people. I'm going to... Ooh, that's a nice reaction pic right there. I'm just going to quickly take a screenshot. Hold up, let me just get the... There we go. Just... She, Blue Parrot. It's a lady. How could you? How could you misgender the victim? I see. Young woman and known to Soseki-san. And the time it happened. Who else did you see nearby? Did anybody pass you? Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul. No one? Oh, great. Guredo. So the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else in the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it? Hmm? What conundrum? Ryunosuke. Conundrum. What do you mean, Susato-san? What's the conundrum? Well, if what Sasaki-san has just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim and that there was no one else at the scene. And he apparently fled without having been seen. I did! But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit? Ah, you! What did you just say? Nothing, I didn't say anything. I think that Ryunosuke actually thinks out loud, but he just doesn't notice, so he just thinks that he's thinking to himself. Oops, perhaps I thought that a little loudly. Yeah, exactly. Actually, that's not what was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Sasaki-san actually come to be arrested? Sorry? He didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. How did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place? Oh, yes, she's right. Don't tell me you called them. It was him. That accursed great detective. He led the police to me. Oh, we have Sean's back. Of all the bad luck. Cursed great detective? Could it be? I shall never forget that man's name as long as I live. With his haughty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Rush, big-headed, bushy body, be gone! I love that animation. May you be yours until the end of your days. Sherlock Holmes. I knew it! Mr. Sholmes? Sherlock Holmes. Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure. It was the morning after that nightmare that had unfolded on the pavement before. It was snowing on a sliver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst into the door. They started shouting at me. This is the police, put the weapon down. Yes, it was thin sliver and yes, it was hard. But I wasn't eating a weapon. Disgusting dietary discrimination devils. You clearly had a trying morning yesterday. Oh, sorry. I'm like very sleepy. And there he was, in the middle of all the policemen, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Sherlock Holmes. It's actually Sherlock Holmes. It's English. I've since found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London. Yes, the great detective is really very well known. And his overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts apparently. He thinks I'm the knife-wielding madman. Me? This weak, stupid kitten of a man. Wonder what great deduction process led him to his conclusion this time. You mean to say that Mr. Sam's deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable. Why? I haven't really, I mean, I haven't been snoozing throughout the entire day, but now when I have to stream, I'm suddenly going all the time. Really, buddy, are you doing this to me right now? Well, the thing is, I was thrown into a panic when they backed him their way in. Of course you were. That's only natural. I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing their question after question at me in impossible English. in this foreign film flammery. Drown your tiredness out. Hydrate now, thank you. Well, we are in England. You can't really blame them for questioning you in English. Thank you for that. Oh, good point. But my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer. I didn't know what to say. Just kept repeating things like, yes, I do, and I'm fine. So thank you. Next thing I knew, I was in Manacles. And before I knew it, I was thrown here. So you're studying English and English literature, and you only say, yes, I'm fine. Oh dear, I'm afraid. That's hardly surprising. I'm fine? It's not fine now. Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Oh, you can just call me Naruhodo. And when we're speaking English, a simple Mr. is more than enough. Oh, yes, alright, yes. They've really got to me. This country's poisoning my mind. Oh, he changed the Naruhodo-kun for Naruhodo Esquire. That's actually adorable. But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell them what really happened. You will do it, won't you? Well, Why? Why is it so hard to say yes to me? Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself, on a study tour. A student? I've defended a case in the Old Bailey. Only the one, though. At this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice in this country even means. Oh, Naruhodo-san. I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm a sort of locum lawyer, I suppose. But that armband! That's the mark of a defense lawyer from our great empire. Why am I giving him a British accent like he's Japanese? Bestie Ryun at this point is learning through sheer practice. He's also coping through sheer imposter syndrome, actually. The keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend. My quote-unquote best friend. Hey, a keepsake. I know exactly what they're saying about me. Oh, how do you mean? The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers. They won't defend me. Goodness, why do you say that? For the same reason as you noted before. When it happened, there was only the victim and myself around. I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit. Must be very hard for you, Soseki-san. And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them. Someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me before. In my earshot without any compunction at all. The trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said. And of course the foreigner did it. Ooh, racism, nice. No, not nice. That was a joke. I'm like, it was sarcasm. I don't know how to do sarcasm, sorry. They even had the gall to say the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway. That's awful. They're wrong. I study more English than half of the policemen out there on the streets. Like, I wish I could clip that. You can do... Well, you would never, but I would. What? The sarcasm part, you mean? I travel halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and its great history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. Meanwhile, my voice, no accent at all. Maybe even sometimes a British accent. I'm getting you cancelled, Sark. Damn it. I betrayed by one of my besties. That's... So, at the very least, I would like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me. My native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. Dosagi-san, it's just that... Give me a little time, please. Hmm? I will do what I can, for the time being. What do you mean? We shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure. Oh, yes, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. We should be going then, Naruhodo-san. We have a case to prepare for. Do we have like anything? Nah, we only have that. Okay. Let's go to the Briar Road. How's this? Ah, yes. Early 20th century Great Britain. I love this. I love this. The smoke is moving. We have moving animations in the background now. We did it. I'm very dumb. I'm so sorry. So this is where it happened. The snowman. Look, Mr. Naruhodo. Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They are investigating as we speak. That is their job, you know. But Mr. Naruhodo, to see one with my own eyes. They are often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I have never dreamt I would ever come this close. Susato-san is like is a West taboo. For those who don't know, in Japan they also have a name like weeaboo, like we have weebs and otaku and stuff. Well, otaku is like common there, but weebs and weeaboos, like they have their own version for people who are obsessed with Western stuff, and that is West taboo. Don't ask why I know this, but Susato-san is a huge West taboo. The real Bobby's helmet. What? The helmet? Of course. I have to try one on one day. It's like in a theme park. It's amazing. Well, I hope your happy dreams come true. Your happy dreams. That's a good one. What's the Japanese delegation doing here? Oh, Inspector Gerson. This isn't on the tourist trail, as I'm fairly sure you're well aware. Yes, of course. We're here to investigate. Well, you've been to the holding cells then? What do you make of the criminal? He's not a criminal as you put it, Inspector. He's a suspect. We'll see about that. Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. Yeah, and British like to stick together, and French like to stick together, like... My dude, it's the 20th century. What do you think is going to happen? If you are pregnant and need to pee, you are allowed to request a Bobby's helmet to relieve yourself. Fun fact? Wait, is that really true? Well, do what you will. It doesn't bother me. The bloke's in the court tomorrow, whatever happens. And the verdict's a foregone conclusion. Ugh, the stone cold air of rejection. It hurts. It hurts so much. Take heart. London at this time of year is full of stone cold air. I was going to say hair for some reason. That makes it worse somehow. Okay, let's see. Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about it in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I've been fascinated by the place. The Yard. It's the most sophisticated policing organization you'll find anywhere in the world, man. Oh, you know, I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. It does make him look the part. Seeing that policeman there with his helmet on. Certainly get the sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city. Oh yes, doesn't he look wonderful? Being in London, Bobby's hardly going, I can tell you. Oh, really? First thing in the morning, you know what he does. Goes round and rouses all the laborers on his beat, so they can get off to work. What? He wakes people up? Yep. Raps on the windows with a long pole. Did myself going back a bit. Really? You would just go to the windows and like bang on them? It's a true fact. Oh, wow. Okay, that's weird. Why does that exist? I have no idea. The Bobby works for the people of the town. It's just another one of his duties. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets and all day long. He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance. I can't really imagine how far that is. It sounds like a long way. Yeah, like what system of measure did 20th century Japan use? Metric? Certainly not imperial. Maybe they had their own, but now it's lost to time. Let me see. Oh, I was asking, and then 20 miles. That's approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama. Ah. So it's like how when in Spanish news they give distances and numbers based on things in Madrid for no reason at all. Like, oh, this thing is this number of stadiums in Madrid tall for whatever reason, or like it's very weird why they do that. Just say meters or kilometers, like it's not that hard. There's no specific law outlawing public urination in the UK, so you can convince a police officer to give you their hat. You could pin it, but some cities have bylaws to prevent public urination. Ah, I see. On foot? That's definitely taking things a step too far. And when it gets dark, of course, he has the important job of lighting all the gas street lamps. Oh my. I suppose in between all those duties, the Bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well? And chase after criminals trying to evade the law. I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly. More alongside. But yes. They're expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have men killing over from time to time, I admit. I had always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Mr. Naruto. Susato, no. Your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do. Oh, they're playing off their jokes now. They are friends now. That's cute. I love that. About the case. It happened on the wrong farm in the evening 2 days ago. Just there on the open bit of pavement. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind. Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? Oh wait, I missed one. Hold up. You mentioned that she's been treated in hospital. I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all. Because that means they haven't been able to make a statement from her, of course. Here's a map of the local area I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want. Really? Are you sure? It's your policy to give lawyers defending suspects the odd bits of information to go on. Meanwhile, the original Ace Attorney trilogy. Nah, we can't give lawyers defense lawyers anything because reasons. But Gamshu is so good that he's just going to tell us everything that we need to know. I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still. Thank you, Inspector. We gratefully accept. The local map has been entered into the court record. Okay, let's check out that map first. I guess this is where the victim was stabbed. Mearstorm Street, Calabash Road. Okay. Doesn't seem like we can flip anything else, so we're just going to go back for now. Anyway, as far as we know, there was no one else on the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. Who did it, do you think? Not much of a head scratcher, is it? Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also claiming not to have seen anyone else around, but just because he didn't see anyone, it doesn't mean we can be sure that nobody else was present. I'm sorry to have to tell you, but we most certainly can't be sure. How? Because, man, the precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed. It was a ninja, exactly. Natsume is a ninja, guilty, everyone go home. What? Look at my fish and chips. We have two very reliable witnesses, no less. Ah! It was a typical foggy London day, and your client obviously didn't see them. There were witnesses now? Witnesses. Yes, who are these witnesses, Inspector? The fair one, his wife, and the man one of the most reliable and respected citizens in all of London. Yeah, sure. He's a copper from Scotland Yard. Ah. A policeman? That might change things. It was a bout of hysteria, of a presence of foul vapors on the air. Blue Parrot, are you making a reference? I feel like you are making a reference. But this policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment the woman was attacked. Nothing peculiar about that, man. More than parcel of being a Bobby. Watching them bang in the act and all that. I'm making a reference to bad Victorian science. Ah, yes. That's what it was. Yeah, because I think that I remember reading that somewhere, but now I get it. Thank you. Do you think it may be possible? I want to drink some more water. For us to ask that policeman a few questions. Be my guest. You can ask him what you like. In court tomorrow. Imagine if he is the policeman. And he's just like pumping himself up. Well, he said he was a Bobby, so probably not. I have no doubt he will be summoned as a witness. But that will give you something to look forward to. That's that then. He's got no intention of letting us meet the man beforehand. A policeman witnessed the incident. As your judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make our job very difficult indeed. Thank you, Citizen. Yes, as a non-judicial assistant, I could have warned me of that too. Look at us, game. Oh, yes, one more thing, Inspector. What? The person who led you to the suspect. I hear that was Mr. Herlock Sholmes. What are you bringing him up for? Was it something I said? The color has drained from his cheeks. Okay, tomorrow's trial. That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you going to defend him or not? Well, makes no difference to me, but I will just say this. No London lawyers, worth his salt, would touch that case with a barge pole. Because the prosecution is being handled by the Reaper of the Bailey, you mean? There's no way to save the man now. It's a waste of time trying. It's all a bit strange though. Sorry? The Reaper hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now. Yes, we did hear something to that effect. Inspección de vols alto ahí. Uy, ¿qué pasa? There are some notes in this song that sound like they give you up. Part of never gonna give you up, and it's insane. Yeah, probably. Label, tenemos bots en el chat. Otra vez. Calmación, estoy en ello. Que no estoy... Mira que te hace una inspección y le tratas así. No estoy tratando así. Ya me ayudó una vez. Do you hear it? La verdad es que no lo escucho. I don't hear anything, Blue Parrot. Well, maybe this part, but... Forgive you yeah, probably, like... It... Okay. It's over. Okay, let me just quickly ban those. Thank you, Label. Sorry everyone for this. It's like... Ok, muchas gracias, Label, de verdad. Eres un amor. Okay, back to the game. And the only people here usually bother without the real scum. The master criminals, the violent ones. Master criminals? The violent ones? Oh no, he's racist. That's right. He handpicks his victims. Only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins. But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, surely? That's just my point, Sunshine. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but I didn't kill her. I didn't even say the intent was there. No, o sea, no te disculpes tú, que tú... Y ya tengo bastante con que me estás ayudando por gratis. De verdad, muchísimas gracias. So this isn't the sort of case I would be expecting the Reaper to want to sink his teeth into, for want of a better phrase. Well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it? No, there's got to be more to it. Some reason he's taken an interest. Really? What sort of reason, Inspector? You think I can tell what's going on inside the head of that Lord of Darkness? Oh, they are even acknowledging that he's edgy. That's fine. You'll have to ask him yourself at tomorrow's trial. Are we really going to have to face the Reaper again? The Lord of Darkness, as he put it? Mr. Sholmes. Who did you hear that name from? Oh, well, it was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings. I'm sure it was the result of one of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deductions. Fiddle faddle. Ah! Mr. Ryunosuke, Naruhodo-san. He's pointing at me with his fish and chips. The man's an amateur, and I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere. Oh. I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of the crime, wanders around spawning incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it, he claims to have solved the case. Yes, he's quite astounding, isn't he? Quickly, steal one of his chips. Yeah, that's something that Ryunosuke... That's something that Maya would do. That's something that Maya would do. He's a great help to Scotland Yard though, isn't he? Gibble gobble! Ah! Gregson, you are going to choke those poor fries, please. Hold up. Put the chips down. Nobody has to get hurt. Ever seen this before? Oh, yes, that's Rand's magazine. A wonderful publication in which the adventures of Sherlock Holmes appears. Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, sees fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in its stories. The so-called great detective makes a mockery of all of us. They look scared. They made the tips look scared. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a misadventure to be included in any Sherlock Holmes tale at all. Well, I suppose there's an element of that. Sorry. We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be frowned by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. The man's as dangerous to us at Scotland Yard as he is to all our criminals. That can't really be true, can it, Inspector? I'm going to kill this fish and chips. Clearly, the great detective and the police have a complex relationship. You... Like, I can sort of hear it, Blue Parrot, like... Well... I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective. No, it's not here. Naruto, can I make a suggestion? Oh, yes, what is it? Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this. By him, do you mean Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes, exactly. Look at those shining eyes. You can't wait, can you? Well, the Natsume did blame Sholmes for all of this, didn't he? Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in the case. Are you just going to ignore that? I hope not. I assure you, not simply my selfish desire to meet with Mr. Sholmes again. Trouble is, I have no idea of the man's address even. It's Baker Street! Sato! How do you know that? It's in the stories, of course. 221B Baker Street, the most famous address in the world. Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing to stop us from growing, I suppose. We'd better try to find our way there before Susato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable. Hurrah! I will summon a carriage! So we're to have a reunion already. With the great detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Okay, let's examine the scene of the crime first. Snowman. It was him! Sholmes is the murderer! That would be something. Oh, so, okay, the song is playing again. I'm trying to listen very closely. Boom, boom, boom. I'm trying to listen, but like... Never gonna let... I'm not hearing it. I did it? Okay, so it was the one... And then I'm gonna give... No, I'm not hearing it. Maybe I will later check it on the bot and I will say it again. Hehe, what a delightful snowman. The song Ghost Give You Up. I didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. It looks a little creepy though. Oh, it has a scarf, look! You would need one if you were out in this freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one. I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment too. We certainly can't afford the scarf. Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss it. But the person who made the snowman certainly would. Yes, I know, you're right. Anyway, he just accepts that she knows what he's thinking. Oh, they are like perfect besties. I love them so much. Give you up. Maybe that's... I don't know. Even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do much to warm my neck, would it? It's covered in snow. Oh, poor Snooze. Well, he seems happy. This patch of pavement must be where the incident occurred. Yes, a very wide open space, isn't it? That's true. I can't see anywhere an attacker could have been hiding. Oi! What are you foreigners doing here? Ah. Oh, we, just investigating the scene, officer. Conspiring with a mustache fella from Japan, are you? Conspiring? Come here to destroy evidence, have you? Get out of here before I give you an hiding. Go on. He shoot us away like rats. Yes, we should give him a wide berth, I think. What a disappointing experience. So, first things first. This is very suspicious. Like, they could maybe like throw a knife from here. It's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. Police are making sure that the crime scene is undisturbed. I have a feeling that if we wander too close, we'll be clapped in irons. Okay, I think what the twist of the case is going to be. The twist is that we're going to have to cross-examine the snowman. Yeah, that's it. Like it's right there. He was the witness. The snowman is the witness. It all makes sense now. I think perhaps you're being a little overcautious. That sounds about right for the Met Police. Find the foreigners and blame them for the crime. Yeah, that's right. That happens everywhere, basically. We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern. Oh no, I'm getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Twice I found myself in handcuffs despite not knowing a thing about what was going on. Yes, you've had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure it's that wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favors at all. Ugh. Okay, but really, imagine if there was like a kid inside the snowman and he witnessed everything. Like that would be wild. But then the snowman would have come undone and stuff like that. The clouds look so big and heavy in the sky, don't they? And with the dense fog as well, everything looks hazy. Well, it is known as Foggy London Town. I can just make out some sort of spire through the fog. Looks like it's still being built though. Aha, yes, that must be the Crystal Tower, being built for the great exhibition that's to open in 6 months' time. Apparently it's going to be very striking, glazed on all sides and the symbolic centerpiece of the exhibition. The victim is wearing a snowman costume and has been sitting there for 2 days. Oh, the criminal, okay. I mean, imagine if the criminal disguised the victim as a snowman. Huh? Huh? It's to be the largest exposition in history, is it? Can't even begin to imagine it. Ooh, someone is going to die in that exposition. I can already see it coming. Yeah, and besides, the snow will keep the corpse fresh and ready. So if someone discovers it sometime later, then they can claim to be elsewhere because the date of death could be falsified by the rotten corpse not being so rotten. And the woman in the hospital is the killer. Huh? Oh, a British bicycle, look! Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore. That's it, we solved the crime. Yeah, everyone go home. Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling. It seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently. There's even a movement to change women's dress to allow them to ride it as well. Oh, this is why women's bikes have the part of that connects the 2 wheels bent. Because of dresses in that area. I remember reading something about that. Somewhere or some place, I don't remember. Maybe it was a YouTube video at 1 AM in the morning. But yeah, I think it was because of that. That men's bicycles have the connecting part straight while the women's had it bent so as to make the dress not get tangled up or something like that. I don't remember. I don't remember quite well. Bicycle fund won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that. Looks like camera. I mean, he's kind of right, but at the same time. Goodness, do you dislike bicycles? No, not at all. I mean, it's not that I dislike them exactly. Meanwhile, your descendant, Phoenix Wright, is going to use a bicycle to go to work and all day long. Ah, the irony. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off the firm ground seems reckless. If you had ever tried walking on stilts and falling into a river, I know you would agree with me. Ryunosuke, what have you done in your past? I have to hire a bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride you around. Aww, that's cute. Also, I'm noticing that, oh, look at the windows of that building there. Yeah, they are completely... Are you sure they are windows? Yes, but they are all filled in with bricks. No, you're right. I wonder why. Perhaps it's an empty property where nobody lives at the moment. There's smoke coming from the chimneys, though. Oh dear, everything still feels so very foreign. So much we have to learn about this place. That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history. Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks in decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here. We must find some cheap lodgings ourselves as soon as possible. Yes, you're right. Cheap, but ideally within reasonably level floors. Not gonna give you up. Do you see all the black smoke rising from the chimneys over there? It says here that in Great Britain, many people heat their homes in winter using coal. The only chimneys I really remember seeing in Japan were on top of the bathhouse. Do you think some of those houses could be on fire? Not at all. Well, even so, that much thick smoke billowing up to the heavens is surely going to turn the whole sky black sooner or later. Gosh, you may be right about that. I think there's like anything else for us to inspect. Also, I'm very thankful for the little tick mark. It works very well. Okay. Let us go. A new location has been added. 221B Baker Street, the home and office of the most famous detective in the world. Ooh, cutscene. It was snowing what moment ago? Where did all the snow go?
Thank you very much. It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day. Thanks again. This is it. The residence of Mr. Herlock Shores.
Why do you sound more British than my British voice? You're Japanese. Yes. This reminds me a lot of the Sherlock Hound anime that Miyazaki did like back in the 80s, which is basically Sherlock Holmes, but they are furry. I know it sounds weird, but it's like very reminiscent of that. I don't know why. Like it's like the red cushion and the green one. So this is where the great detective makes his living. Feels surreal to be here somehow. me. Now talk to me, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm Angie. It is as described in the stories, Miss Susato? Why are there bullet marks here that say BR? She's Angie. Yeah, she's Angie. Don't talk to me, I'm Angie. Susato-san? I'm no longer Angie. What is going on with my voice? Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. Never read the stories, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. Detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it! The romanticism! Can you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So, if you don't mind, I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer. She just grabs white powder from a table and goes, good atmosphere. I mean, the original Sherlock Holmes did cocaine, if I remember correctly. So, that's a scene that we can imagine. I wonder if there's like any references to any of these items. Oh, she's obsessed. Well, looks like our detective friend isn't home. So we just entered his home without asking? What? Excuse me, is anybody home? Oh, do we have a visitor? Hello, is it a big new case for Mr. Soames? Hello? Wait, aren't you... Oh, how rude of me. I will go and make some tea at once. Allanamiento de morada. Pero tal cual, eh? Who didn't do cocaine, the poor? I didn't mean to send that. Nah, don't worry, it happens all the time. I'm sure it's the same girl. Wait, is this... Is this math? Is this a potential well? Oh no. Miss Susato, did you see that girl, the girl that was just here? Oh yes, isn't it truly extraordinary? To think that the King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Soames to take on his case. The King of Bohemia? Are those physics in the chalkboard? Yeah. King Wilhelm! King Wilhelm Gottfried Sigismund von Ornstein, of course. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Sherlock Holmes for a moment and look over there. It's good. And they have a freshly baked cake as well. It's you. I knew it. That the sound recognizes her too. I mean, she's literally a steampunk kid with pink hair that ends in hearts for some reason. Ah, there you are. I'm taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to a trial run of my experimental smoke. I'm a Mickey Mouse. My voice, sorry. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, inventor, I suppose, of that machine. I remember H. Momber guy being very mad at how the Sherlock show adapted the King of Bohemia case. Huh. The girl who turned up at the end of Mr. Matilda's trial in the defendant's antechamber. I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Who are you, having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London? Oh, yes, it was challenging. Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know. Oh, thank you. Is this supposed to look that color? Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor. Hooray! It's a winner! I tried blending different leaves and decided to alleviate fatigue, you see. You must be exhausted after your long voyage here. You have an ticklish, I think it's pronounced ticklish trial tomorrow. Oh, and you're the Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck. He put coca leaves. No. No, Blue Parrot, no. Did Mr. Shams tell you about us by any chance? Oh, you know Harley. Harley? Harley, do you? Harley? Mr. Shams to you, surely? Mr. Shams was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see. Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Harley's out on an errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas. Wait a minute. I met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial. Only briefly at that. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she do all those things, do you think? Perhaps more to the point. Why is she here in Mr. Shom's suit? Oh, silly me, I haven't introduced myself, have I? A great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson. Wilson? Wilson? Instead of Watson, they turned Watson into a pink-haired little girl. Amazing. I love this game. That's my head canon. No, it's canon. I live here together with Harley. Ah, Iris, is it? What a lovely name. What? What's the matter? No, wait, this can't be. Is Wilson in the story just an old man? Did you say that your name is Wilson? What's the matter with Susan? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? Yes, that's right. And what are your names? Oh, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan. Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you. Lovely. Susie and Runo. Got it. Also, where did Hurl get a child? I know, right? We don't talk about Runo, no. Susie? And Runo? There's more to this girl than meets the eye. I have so many questions for her. I don't know where to start. Sorry if you hear random noises. Those are my bottle of water. I'm drinking a lot today. If you pull your names too hard, I will call you John. Worse than that, you could even say she colonized their names. Yes, and so do I. Converse. We just leave. It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey. Yes, that's right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much. No, I think I just did the Susato ways for her. Oh, no, not at all. I am so sorry, we couldn't have been more welcoming. Though at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us. Like this! Thinking back now, you left with Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you? Oh, yes, that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade. Oh, Ginny? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket. So we found out. It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that. Are you referring to that trial disrupting gun-like contraption? Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my inventions. I love her. I love her. This is like big inventor design. But she's a tiny girl. This girl is dangerous. Oh my god. It's like, oh, I'm getting so many good picks from this. Anyway, I brought Kenny back here after that. So she could apologize to my trusted technician. Sorry, your technician? Harley, of course, silly. Harley? Yes, Harlock. Harlock Jones. We live here together. I had no idea the great detective has such an interesting young daughter. Daughter? Not likely. What? I wouldn't call him Harley if he was my father, would I? Well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes? Well, I expect you find out that lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. But the solution is to share the cost with a partner. A roommate. You are roommates? And they were No, we don't know her age. We don't know her age. Ah! This is 10. Why, Japan? Why? An extraordinary young girl who lives with Mr. Sholmes. He has a degree in medicine. Wow, a degree in medicine. Look, I stopped myself mid-sentence just to check it out. I didn't. I just made... They made the joke. Look, see, it's Ryunosuke. It's Runo. I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you? Because I don't know. Then at last this year. Well, what of your mother and father? Oh, I killed them. Oh no, they're not around. Oh, I see. She's a doctor? I know, right? I mean, Watson in the original books was also a doctor, wasn't he? Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there. Wilson. Oh, yes, there's something I must ask... there is something I must ask you. Of course. Go ahead, Susie. I am a very great fan of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and... Oh, you have a copy of Rand's magazine. Yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship. Oh, this is too exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world. My stories? That's right. Harley is always evolving such amazing cases, you see. And he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. I can't keep this super high pitched voice, so it keeps going down while I'm talking. I don't know if you noticed. It would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard them, don't you think? Oh, goodness. This night, he was telling me all about the new case he just stole from a steamship, traveling from a faraway land. I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came. Iris, please give me some of your energy. I mean, she's 10. She has the energy of a 10-year-old. So you are the author? Yes, I will let you in on a secret if you like. I'm going to call this latest adventure The Speckled Band. The Speckled Band? That's certainly very familiar. Of course, I always change one or two details in the stories, here and there. This time I had the idea of making a venomous snake, be the cause of all the trouble. Oh, that was Mr. Sholmes' first thought as well, actually. Yeah, and of course I know that snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of the case exactly, but... The story, some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think. Don't you? So... we could even say that Iris is making Sherlock Holmes fan fiction? I will see myself out. So you mean to say these stories about Mr. Sholmes that are published in the Rand's magazine all written by me? my wonderful... I pulled out my Mickey Mouse! Not my wonderful and very modern typewriter! But all the stories I've ever read. I need to drink some water. I'm like, this is like killing me. Are written by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson. Yes, we could. What could we do, Baron? Call her a fanfiction writer because I'm all up for it. This Tosan is getting more and more worked up. Oh yes, that's me. She's a fanfic writer. And a steampunk fan. And a doctor. And an inventor. Oh my god, she has accomplished so much at the age of 10. What am I doing? Oh, sorry, I'm like... Okay. I mean, my name really is Wilson. But what about the Doctor of Medicine part? That's all true too. I am a Doctor of Medicine. No, at 10 years old? At 10 years old? Well, that's quite incredible. But... Her hopes and dreams are coming down. Never ever meet your stars, everyone. Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman. Ah, yes. I did alter the setting slightly, for the story to be more compelling. Oh. It's the 20th century. No one likes protagonists that are women. Just like, you know... Yeah. Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? Great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow. Current mood feeling bested by a fiction character. Yeah. I suppose it does, yes. Poor Susato-san. She looks like her whole world has just fallen apart. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. About before? Yes, what's in your mind, Bruno? Do tell me. How did you know that I was a lawyer and we had just arrived in London, I mean? Yes, oh, and that we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all of that? Oh, that's what you mean. Please, that's how you did it. Explain every detail. Of course, I would be delighted, although there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin. Mrs. Wilson is proud to present her Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Oh, we're doing Logic and Reasoning with her. That's cute. First of all, I knew already that you were a lawyer, Bruno. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber. But you also said that we had only just arrived in London. How did you know that? I observed a passport and travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket. Did you have to say breast pocket? Tu doblaje en este juego debería ser oficial. No, lo está haciendo como el culo. Además, estoy robándole muchas voces a Rango. No sé si os estáis dando cuenta. Oh. So I was reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived in the country. And on top of that, you accepted the case against that particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs. The Ripper of the Bailey? I walked right into that one, didn't I? Wait, what? What is this? And I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of the... Sorry, I need some water. This voice is killing me. Then I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with the suspect, weren't you? Earlier today. Ah. when I have to switch from Iris to Susato, it's like the hardest because I have to go lower, but then because my voice has been strained so hard, it goes so super low. I use those tabs to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see. In the first episode of Sherlock BBC, Sherlock Holmes deduces someone is an alcoholic because they are so bad at charging their phone that the metal around the hole is scratched. ¿Lo leerías en español? A ver, sí, pero las voces sería siendo horrible. Sé lo que vas a hacer, pero adelante, Asal. Okay. I didn't realize. In the red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates. So, that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus MacGilded, the two of you had already had cause to visit a foreign inmate at the local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face. I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. Like, it's going lower, my voice. Sorry, I need to drink some more water. Speak Spanish? Okay, we're going to be speaking Spanish around 5 minutes. 3, 2, 1. A ver cómo hago estas voces en español. A ver. Esto me llevó a pensar. Otra vez no. Esto me llevó a pensar que habían aceptado un nuevo caso. Ya veo. Pero, ¿cómo podías haber sabido que el tribunal era mañana? Bueno, habiendo apenas estado en casa unas pocas horas ayer, Orly resolvió otro caso otra vez. Obviamente le alegró. Bueno, le detuvo. Estuve contando que había atrapado a un hombre japonés que estaba temblando y llorando. ¿Un hombre japonés? Bueno, claramente debe haber sido... Mr. Natsume. Ahora, Runa tiene esa bonita espada japonesa. Y creo que tu traje es llamado un kimono, ¿no es así, Susie? Bueno, de todas maneras, está claro para mí que ambos vienen de Japón. Así que he sumado 2 y 2 y decido que ustedes dos deben de estar defendiendo al hombre que Hurley atrapó. Y solo había una conclusión que esos hechos podían llevarme. Me estoy muriendo. Ambos vinieron aquí a preguntarle a Harley por el caso. Wow, es mejor que Holmes. Bueno, que Holmes, es increíble. Gracias, muchas gracias, me estoy muriendo. Oh. Hay una nota en el... Mantelpiece. No sé lo que es eso. Hay una nota en la mesa que dice que el juicio del hombre va a empezar mañana. Ole siempre... Ese es el cuchillo. Increíble. Ole siempre está apuñalando sus notas con un cuchillo, ya sabéis. Es un poco tonto. Y eso es todo lo que es, de verdad. Parece increíble, es que es mejor que el hombre haciendo las reducciones. Gracias por escuchar, soy Iris Wilson y esa fue una de mis grandes deducciones. Muy bien, ¿creéis que Solms le robó la idea de las grandes deducciones y todo eso? Pero en verdad no es tan bueno como dice ser. Bien, ¿eso era de verdad? ¿Fueron mis deducciones correctas? Estaban... Acertaste de lleno. Fue amazing, Iris. Realmente una gran deducción. Incluso has clavado el toque extra de cómo lo dice el señor Solms. Me está costando traducir todas las expresiones inglesas, pero estoy intentando. Oh, bueno, se le ha copiado el estilo de Hurley por eso. Oh, esto es muy buenas noticias. Vale, le ha copiado el estilo, pero como ella es más lista, lo acierta la primera, es increíble. De juego, this video game, amazing. Veamos. ¿Podrías decirnos sobre el caso involucrando al hombre japonés? ¿Podrías? ¿No puedes? ¿De verdad, Iris? Por favor. El caso del hombre japonés. Dadme un segundo, voy a tomar 5 minutos para ir al baño. Y ahora vuelvo. Luego continúo con el español. Live, no te creas que esto va a terminar ni nada. Así que nada, cambio de pantalla y ahora vuelvo.
Para móviles de esto. Igual tienes que socializar con tu especie y todo eso. Hola amigos, él me va a seguir a donde yo vaya. En este caso, vamos a recolectar más cositas de esto.
Doing a little dance to the bell. Doing a little dance to the bell as the ship comes in.
Okay, we're back. No, Empirical Woodland, I'm not finishing stream just yet. It was just going to for a quick bathroom break, but we're back. Hemos vuelto. Voy a estar unos 2 minutos más con español. 2 more minutes with Spanish, and then I will switch back to English. Okay, 3, 2, 1. El caso del hombre japonés. Así que ayer el Mr. Solms atrapó a un hombre japonés, estaba diciendo.
Orle, justo había vuelto.
No, eso es muy... ¿qué?
había vuelto de vuelta a Londres después de su viaje por mar. Pero la policía está esperándole en la estación de tren. Para llevarle directamente a la escena del crimen.
Ah, la detective es un hombre popular, parece ser. Wasn't paying attention as I was watching the football at the same time. Yeah, no worries, Big Abundant. I also left with saying it in Spanish, so that was also very confusing as well.
Aparentemente una mujer fue apuñalada en una...
Calle callada, es que Quiet Street en español sería como una calle calmada, una calle solitaria, quizás, pero no, bueno.
Una calle un poco apartada de la ciudad.
Poco transicionada, también podría decirse.
Había testigos que habían visto un pequeño
Shifty looking, ¿cómo traduzco esto?
deslizante hombre que se estaba...
Un hombrecillo.
que estaba huyendo de la escena del crimen. Un hombre pequeño, deslizante.
El hombrecillo. El señor Natsume, sin duda alguna. X-san ha dicho que no vio nadie más en la calle después de todo. Parece ser que hubo varios testigos después de todo también. Okay, we're back to English.
Marley used to use his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. It was a lodging room, very nearby. He went directly there with the police, and what did he find? A short, shifty-looking, stoop man, shivering in fear.
Ugh, Mr. Shum's great deduction certainly hit the mark that time.
Of course it did.
He's a great detective. Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it?
Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. Police says that London is rife with crime.
Oh,
Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently. Oh dear, I hadn't realized the situation was so dire. That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying the criminals in court. Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person.
that's terrible. I suppose it's the harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system. Yeah, we came here all the way from Japan, like hearing how it's the best system ever, and then we find this. The first case ended up in a sour note. The police are understaffed and underpaid. The best system in the world, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binaries. Amazing. I'm just going to pour myself more water. Man, this is like a liter bottle, but I'm like drinking through it so fast. It's almost over. I suppose it is. In that case, I don't hold out too much hope for Sasaki-san. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative.
Oh, you're most welcome. We've had so much fun.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Shroms is at the moment? As you guess, we would like to ask him some questions about this case as well.
Ah, well... Expert Harley is still investigating the scene.
Of the case involving Mr. Natsume, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Nuts... Oh, me?
Mr. Nuts.
Harley said he was going to the man's lodgings. If you leave now, you will probably catch him there.
Iris, do you know where those lodgings are?
Well, I mean the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you were there?
Yes, we know Inspector Gregson.
Ah, goody. In that case... Give Grexy this from me, would you? You do that? I'm sure he will tell you what you want to know.
What is this?
A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems.
Iris' postcard has been entered into the court record.
It reads, tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know.
I trust that won't be a problem. Okay, let's see. This is a 5 shilling piece, isn't it? I believe it's called a crown. Yes, and you can train a Scotland Yard detective to do whatever you want with just a single one. Iris must be the most powerful 10-year-old in the world. How much is 5 shillings, by the way? What's it really worth? Well, probably enough to buy all the chips that the inspector could possibly eat in a whole month. That's greasy. Iris Wilson. Iris' little handwriting is adorable, isn't it?
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem.
Yes, the handwriting might be adorable, but the message is ominous. There is no room for sentiment here.
I'm sure it's simply the way you're interpreting it, Mr. Naruhodo.
Anyway, I do hope the inspector will tell us what we need to know when he reads it. You don't think it will just make him munch peeping hot chips until steam comes out of his ear, do you?
Well, that won't be an entirely terrible outcome. Gosh, it will make the inspector help us, will it?
Well, thank you, Iris. Iris? Iris. We'll give it a try.
Good luck then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled One. I'll be making more special blends of tea. We'll come back again soon. We'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris.
Ah, they are the besties now.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, it's back to the scene of the crime.
So, somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all. We headed back to the scene with Iris. Wait, is this right? Like, I don't know how. Maybe it's like this is like in British English, but at least what I remember from our schools is that whenever there was like a word that ended in an S, and you wanted to add the possessive, you didn't add the S at the end, because then that would be like double S. Or am I just remembering this wrong? Maybe I'm just remembering this the wrong way. Iris' curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. To be continued. If I had known we would have to be continued, I would probably have saved there. And 19th of February, 2:38 p.m. Briar Road. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation.
Perfect. So let's find the...
I don't think I heard that the mic picked up. Hold up.
Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible.
Yes, and let's see if he will take a break from his tips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. I will never give up my chips. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment? I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreigners gadabouts, that's for sure.
I have this for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson.
What? For me? From her ladyship? Ladyship? Her ladyship? Get that here, at once! Come on, hand it over, that's for me. Ah, don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? What was that coin exactly? It's a silver crown, obviously. It's a lot more than that. It's, well, it's an appearance fee, that's what it is.
An appearance fee? Oh, I see, you mean...
That's right. For the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me. Every time.
Yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly.
Of course, heard using my name without my say so. Does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still. I am sorry, Inspector, that must be difficult for you. Never mind that. So, what do you want to know then, huh? Sorry? Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know?
Well, if you won't mind, Inspector, we would very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
Ah, the little knife-wielding, mustache Japanese fellow. He lives in a right old hovel. It's just right over there, look. On the first floor of that house on the corner where that wreck of a bicycle's popped up.
That is nearby indeed.
If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garideb. Right, well. If you see him again, you make sure you give her ladyship my regards to her. I mean it, you tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes. Don't worry, Inspector, we will. Goodbye for now then. And long live her ladyship. Is Iris like of high class? Is she rich? Is she royalty in secret?
Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left.
Yes, so then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? Why don't you just say house? Say the word house.
That's a rather typical old brick building, is it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history.
Well, then certainly, yeah, we've already read this.
According to Inspector Gregson, that's the house where Mr. Natsume has lodgings.
It's across the road from where the incident took place, I see. Must be awful for Soseki-san getting caught up in something like this in a foreign land. Do we just... okay. Oh. "19th of February, Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Natsume or Natsumi? I think Natsume. Oh. May I help you? Ah, yes. Would this be the residence of Mr. John Garideb? Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling? My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here. Would very much like to ask him some questions about our client.
I don't know what's that. One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garideb. You see that, Miss Susato? That was a real-life English maid.
I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better.
It's a wish that way, I know it. It certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it?
And it's only to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete.
Oh, the maid did it. Of course, that makes sense. Yeah, it's like the trope of the butler, but instead of the butler is a maid. Well, I'm not sure if I would go that far, but I understand the sentiment. Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garideb will see you now. This way. Also, why does... why does he have... Well, this is him, obviously. Or his father, at least. Why does he have this? Those are weapons, sir. Oh, excuse me. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous.
Oh, I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here?
Ah, those old things. Couple of little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know. Became a bit of colorful regiment folklore, that incident. You mean you deliberately hunted out the spent cells? Well, I wouldn't say deliberately exactly. Is he moving the tea with the pipe? You only scrap iron after all. Usually just thrown away, I believe. But you never know when things might come in useful, do you? Useful for what exactly? Yes, well... Joanna here did manage to knock one of the Bailey things from on my foot the other day while she was dusting.
Oh no.
I didn't shed a tear since 1869 before then, you know. Huh, nice. Maybe reconsider throwing them away? Okay, I think we're going to call it here. It's been like already 2.5 hours and my voice is getting a bit cracked at the moment. So I'm going to save up. That would be a terrible cup of tea stirred with a pipe. It would be full of all the crap that comes out of tobacco. Exactly. I mean, it could be even worse if it was like a one of those soap bubbles pipes thingies. I don't know what to call them. But yeah, back to the title. And we're going to be calling it a day here. Thank you everyone for coming along. Thank you especially to Label, Empirical Woodland, Burparo for being around here. You've all been lovely and amazing. Been so fun streaming once again. And let us jump right into the other screen. Perfect. Now then, we're going to be raiding Rage Q today because she's doing a charity stream to raise money for her sister's dog. So we're going to be raiding her right now. So let's just quickly get onto it. Last raid. Rescue. Rescue is also a member of the people. So if you want to check them out, please do so. They are all lovely people. There it is. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming along. Been nice, and I will see you all around. Bye.